So the areas that we made the greatest progress on in 2019 were in decarbonizing the electrical grid and in improving the efficiency of large commercial buildings. So those are very high impact and transformative actions for those sectors, which are respectively the third and second largest sectors of greenhouse gas emissions in our state. The area where we still haven't made substantial progress is in reducing transportation emissions. So that will be my primary focus, is how do we reduce emissions in the transportation sector, which constitutes between 42 and 45% of Washington's overall emissions. The main vehicle to achieve that is with passage of a low carbon fuel standard, although there's other strategies, including a zero emissions vehicle mandate and in improving the deployment of electric vehicles more broadly that we can continue to make incremental progress on transportation with. Beyond that, there are other areas that we have more to do. I think that we can further incentivize forestry policies that sequester more carbon in our working forests, in agricultural policies that incentivize more sequestration in soils on farmlands, and I think that we need to think more creatively about how to reduce emissions in residential buildings. Well, this is a long-term problem. No package of bills that we could pass in 2020 would get Washington to where we need to be on our greenhouse gas trajectory alone. This is something we're going to have to work on year after year after year because the problem is intensifying with every year. I expect us to be able to make progress this year on reducing emissions in transportation, in residential buildings, in building materials. I also expect us to tighten up our existing state goals so they provide a more clear roadmap for how we achieve those goals, whereas we currently have fairly weak greenhouse gas reduction goals in state law and no clear plan for how to achieve them. I think that's the next step from a process standpoint, is let's tighten up those goals and let's set up a process by which the legislature gets regular recommendations on how to achieve the goals.